Hey guys! So for this week's video, I'm going to be doing a little traveler's notebook setup for you. A couple weeks ago, I posted my Midori sketchbook video showing this monster, and I asked if you guys wanted to see how I set up and decorate the inserts, not this one, I still haven't done it, the inserts in my traveler's notebook, and I got a very huge response saying yes, you guys would like me to show you how I do that. So I'm going to do a quick little video showing you how I take a blank traveler's notebook insert that looks something like this and turn it into something pretty that looks like this. So as I mentioned in my Midori sketchbook video, I'm going on a trip to Alaska in July. This is the notebook cover that I've selected to go with me. I'm trying to keep it very, very small. Like, it only has 2 inserts and a pocket and like a little zippy pouch, unlike this, which is huge and can't take it anywhere with me. So I'm trying to keep it small, so I'm only having 2 inserts. One I already showed you, it's just a blank like craft paper kind of insert. I got this from Michael's. I have a like plastic Midori brand like little zipper pouch that has 2 sides. Well, it's not really 2-sided, but this folder is between them. And then I have this craft folder. I'm going to use these 2 things for putting my like travel information in, like tickets and things. And the last insert I have is this. This is just the paper that it came on. Usually they're craft covers, but this is from Frazzle Made. It's an Etsy store. And I'll have a link down below, as usual, to where I got all of these things if that is interesting to you or you want to see where I got something. Most of the things anyway, some of the stuff I bought like in store. Anyway, back to this insert. I'm going to use this kind of as like a journal. As you can see, it has, it's the like, I think it's the Hobonichi style, like planner style. It has a place to mark the weather and the phases of the moon, if that's something you're into, and then the day and the month. So I'm going to use it kind of as like a journal and like to write down like what I did during that day, and this will probably become a like a travel like kind of notebook. It's not just going to be specifically for this trip to Alaska, but I'll use it for other trips because I won't fill this in the time that I'm there. But I'm going to decorate this one too. I am going to cover up this paper, even though this paper is really pretty. I want my stuff to match. That's kind of what I like to do, is to make everything kind of cohesive and pretty and matching. So I'll show you guys the other things I'm going to be using. I'm going to set this to the side. So I couldn't decide when I wanted to do, like when I knew I wanted to do this and everybody wanted me to show them how to do it. I couldn't decide what kind of paper I wanted, so I went to my local craft store. Shout out to Craft Warehouse, which is, if you're in the Pacific Northwest, you probably have Craft Warehouse somewhere near you. Maybe. There's one right by my house. But, so I went and I looked at their papers and I found this pack of paper. I think it's Chamel, I'm probably pronouncing this wrong, but this Chamel Starshine paper pack. It has just a bunch of papers in it, and I just really liked the way these papers looked with this particular cover. I just think it looks really nice together. So I'm going to be using a selection of these papers to cover my inserts with. I also grabbed from this collection as well, this is the like cardstock like bits and pieces. They're just little like cutesy things that go along with the paper. I have some like little sticker things that came in this box that I got as well. I have these like paperclip tabs because I like to tab my notebooks when I'm using them in my traveler's notebook, so I grabbed these because they're cute. I like this one. I like stuff with flowers on it. I also grabbed this set of stickers. Not sure if I'm going to use all of this stuff. Like, I'm sure I won't use all of it, but I'm not sure if I'll use the stickers or not, but I just thought they were pretty cute. And they were cheap, so I grabbed them. And they match, so. And then I also grabbed from my own collection some washi tapes that I want to try out. I do use washi tape when I do this. You don't have to, but I just think it looks pretty nice. But I just picked some that I liked that I thought matched. They're all very navy blue. And for the other supplies that I use a ruler, a pair of scissors. This is a corner punch because I like my notebooks to have rounded edges. I also use just clear packing tape to kind of reinforce my edges on the inserts so that they don't come apart. And I use Tacky Glue. Sorry that that's we've got a glare. I have my studio lights on right now. But this is just tacky glue. This is what I use to cover the insert covers with and put the scrapbook paper down. So just regular old tacky glue. So I thought I would just flip through and show you guys the papers that are in this little paper pack, and I'm going to be picking the ones that I want to use as I'm showing them to you guys. I tend to like contrast. I like to have the front cover either be a lighter dark and then the back cover either be a lighter dark, so there'll be a light and a dark side of both notebooks. That's why I liked this paper, because there's a good selection of lights and darks, and it's cute. Like, this paper is super cute. So I definitely know that this is one of the ones that I want to use just because it has such a variety. So I'm just gonna start by pulling this out, flip that, and get that around my tripod, which you can see the foot of. Carrie, please. Whatever. So I'm just gonna start by pulling this out. This I might speed up, I'm not sure. But a lot of people ask me if I would do this in real time. I'm sure I'll do at least... Paper, please. This is probably way easier. I'm sure I'll do at least one of the notebook decorating in real time, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna do all of them in real time. Look how cute this paper is. Ugh. So these are the 4 papers that I've decided to go with. These are my 2 darks, and these are my 2 lights. I'm probably gonna go with these 2 together and these 2 together, because this is here, so it'll kind of reflect if I put that in. So I'm gonna start with these 2. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and decorate this one first, and this is the one that I'm gonna do in real time. Hopefully it's not too boring, and hopefully I don't trail off too much when I'm talking, because I tend to do that when I'm working on things. But the first thing I'll do is I'll take my insert and I'll like flatten it out as much as I can. I need a pencil. That's another thing. You need a pencil. I forgot, sorry. But yeah, I'll take this insert and I'll flatten it out as much as I can, and then I just kind of trace around it. But I'll kind of, since this is going to be the front cover, I'll just kind of hold this over certain parts of the paper, because I kind of want to see, for this particular design, what part of the paper I want to show on my cover, because it will matter. I kind of like this area right here, I think is super cute. And I don't really care if like words get cut off or whatever, it doesn't really make that much of a difference to me. I like the sky's the limit, I think that's really cute. So I'll probably go with this. So what I'll do is I'll remember that it's on this corner, I'll flip it around to the back so I don't get pencil on the front. If you do want to use the front, just remember to erase the pencil. And it's super easy. I'll just take my pencil and I will literally trace it. It's a lot easier because this insert doesn't have rounded edges, but as I said, I will round the edges of this when I'm finished, because I like rounded edges on my notebooks, because you know, they don't get bent up as easy. And so that is the basic shape of this cover. And so I will go ahead and I'll cut it out. I'll check it first to make sure it's all right. And this doesn't have to be perfect. Like, I'll go ahead and I will cut this out. It doesn't have to be perfect, as I said. A little farther. And the nice thing is you still have this whole big section of scrapbook paper, so you can use it for other things, or other notebook covers, or whatever you like. So I will put this aside. See, I have all this left and it's still super cute. Happy. But most of this is going to be covered up anyway. And it has this perforation on the top, so I'm just going to go ahead and try and cut that off too. Whee! Wow. need to vacuum. Get out of here. Alright, so this is going to be the paper sheet for my cover. Either front cover or back cover, I haven't quite decided yet. So what I will do for this is, since this pattern's pretty much the same, so I can just go anywhere, but I think I'm going to go right here. I'll flip this over, and then I will take this that I've already cut out, and I will just lay it down and line it up with the edges. And then I will just trace this rather than having to trace the notebook again, because sometimes it can be kind of annoying to trace the notebook because it's a notebook and it's not something that's totally flat. I'll set that aside, and then I will cut this out as well. Alright, so here we have our front and back covers. So this is when I would take my insert and I would open it up again and just kind of flatten it. This is stapled, so it should be okay to flatten. And you can kind of lay it down and get an idea of what your insert will look like once it has the paper on it. Then you can adjust it accordingly, like if you decide that you don't want one to be on the front cover, you can put it on the back cover. And I think I'm going to do that actually. I'm going to put this on the front and this on the back. Okay, so I'm going to take my tacky glue now that it's nice and clean. And I'm just going to move the paper aside. And I'm literally just going to cover the front cover with tacky glue. Not too much, like you don't want it to be like sopping, but I like to do like a back and forth motion. Make sure you get it in the corners. And only do one cover at a time because the glue can dry fast. Whoa, that is too much. If that happens, just kind of spread it out with the nib and it should be okay. I like to just kind of press the little like nozzle nib thing just down onto the paper and then just squeeze and pull it around so that there's like a nice even coating of the glue, and to get it in the corners, because the corners tend to be where the cover peels up. If it does, I've never really had covers peel off before. I've had some corners kind of flip up, but nothing worse than that. So you will take, which side is the top? This is the top of my notebook. Let the glue sit for a second. Let me do this. And then I will just set it down. And just try and line up the paper with the edges of the notebook as best you can. Like, I don't always cut mine straight, like this one is definitely not cut straight, but I don't really care. I like being able to see that it was kind of put together by hand. And then you just kind of press the paper into the glue. You can use like a credit card or something. Sometimes I'll use a little something else to help, like this is a memory card holder. Just something that's a little bit more firm than my hand to make sure that that glue and the paper really stick together. And this does take some time to dry, but you can work on the back while you're doing that, and this will dry just fine. And if you haven't used tacky glue before, it can make the paper feel a little bit damp, but don't worry about it because once it sets, it dries up just fine. So I'm now going to do the same thing with the back cover. So I will take my tacky glue and just kind of push the nib of the glue onto the paper, and then just do kind of like zigzaggy motions. Alright, so that is the cover and back cover on. I would leave it flat for a little while. This actually probably should be okay. But you'll notice that I left a gap in between. That's why I used two separate sheets of paper instead of just one big piece of paper. You have to leave space for your notebook to fold. If you use just one piece of paper, it'll make it hard to fold and the notebook won't close properly, and it will pull your cover off eventually. I don't know if it'll do it right away, but I usually leave a space for the stapled area or the binding of the little insert. Alright, so I let this one dry just a bit. I've started to kind of close it. I'm just kind of careful when I close it for the first time because this will kind of peel off a little bit, but I'm going to fix that right now so that it doesn't peel off. So I will take this and I will lay it flat again. And this is when I use those washi tapes that I showed earlier. I haven't decided which ones I'm going to put with this, but I'll just kind of like lay them out and look at the ones I've selected to see which ones I like best. I'm gonna use the wood one. I already know I'm gonna use it. Sometimes I'll use just the one, sometimes I'll use two. It depends on how I'm feeling. Like that, but it's kind of clear, so maybe I won't be using that one. I think I'm gonna use these two, and I will just take it and I will try and get it as even as I can between the front and back covers. I'll take scissors. I'll fix that cut in a minute, but I just kind of push it down, and then I'll close this and push it down this way. Yeah, I definitely want it to be thicker than that, so I might just lay it down again. So I'm going to take this wood washi tape again and kind of line it up with the edge of the piece that I already put down as best I can. Like, it's not going to be perfect, but oh, I love that wood washi tape, it's so fun. And then I will do the same thing. Do I want to do the same thing on the back cover? I actually think I'm just going to take this one. It's just a little like white and blue plaid washi tape, which I have used because it's ripped awkwardly. Let's cut that off. And then I will just match it up with the wood on the back. Yeah, I definitely like that. I think that's super cute. Close it up and see how it looks. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Oh my gosh, I love that wood washi tape. How fun is that? And I like the back. And the back. You can still see some of that wood washi tape, but it's not like overpowering. So I will take my scissors and I will just cut that little bit of washi tape that I left at the top when I was laying it down originally. Sometimes this can be annoying because your scissors don't quite reach, but you can always just, I'll show you what to do about that if it's being a pain in the butt. If you can't get this part to cut off, you can just kind of flip this up and then cut it off that way. Alright, and that is the basic of the insert almost done. What I will do now, just to kind of secure the washi tape down to make sure it doesn't like pop off or fly away or anything while I'm actually using this insert, is I will take some packing tape. I'll just take the packing tape, oh god, that's so loud, and I will just kind of lay it down on top of the washi tape, just carefully. It doesn't have to be perfect, just like the rest of this. And then I will just press it down. And tape it to the table, which is great. Get out of here. I just like adding the packing tape just because it kind of secures the washi tape and the edges of the notebook so that they won't get all crazy go nuts when you're like out and about doing things. Because I take my traveler's notebook with me everywhere when I go places, so I like to make sure that my inserts are secure and that they're not going to get too damaged. I'm just going to take this and just fold it over the extra packing tape so it kind of is folded underneath the front cover. And that is the basic front and back cover of this little traveler's notebook insert. Okay, So as you can see, this is not laying flat, but what I'll normally do is I'll just set something heavy on it and it should go back into the shape it's going to be. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to, do I want to round the edges on this? Maybe I'll do that last up as soon as it's dried a bit. I'm going to decorate this a little bit. As I showed you, I have these like little bits and pieces. I also have this little cardstock bit. I don't know what like little thing I want to use because this is like my journal and it says write this down on it, and I like that a lot. So I've saved this for this, and it actually matches really cutely, so yay. So I'm going to open this because I have not opened this yet. And hopefully they don't go everywhere. So we can look through these to see what's actually in here, because I love bits and pieces. I think they're so fun. Look at that. That's so cute. I'm happy with how that looks. I think that's pretty cute. And that basically is how I decorate a Traveler's Notebook insert cover. I don't decorate the back cover just because you don't really see the back cover as often. But so now I've got a fun little notebook that has like a personalized cover. Alright, so that is the basics of how I decorate a Traveler's Notebook insert. I'm gonna do the rest of these, but I think I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. Alright, so I am completely finished with this now. I don't have anything in it, obviously, because I won't put that stuff in because you guys don't need to see my travel information. But I thought I'd do a quick flip through and show you guys what I ended up doing. This is that plastic dashboard that I showed earlier. I just cut out some pieces of paper that I already had cut up and I just stuck them in. And then I used this little image here and I gold foiled the black lettering. I didn't do a very good job, but that's okay. I've only gold foiled something once before, but you can't really see it, but it's like rose gold foil. There you go. But so I put that and I just stuck that in there so I can just pull that right out. And this is the first one that I did that you guys saw. This was my first gold foil attempt, which is also not very great, but that's okay. And then we have the second one with the craft paper in it. And then one part of the plastic thing that my documents are going to go in. In the folder I have just a little cute card here and one of my business cards. I'll probably stick a couple more in there, but I only had one sitting next to me, so. And then the zipper pouch in the back and the back of the dashboard, which I didn't put anything in because I don't really ever look back there, and I'll probably clip stuff here. Actually, I forgot that I was going to put a binder clip on here too. Alright, so that is how I decorate a traveler's notebook insert and kind of set up a basic traveler's notebook that I am going to take with me on vacation. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments or want to know what I used or how I did something and you want me to explain it a bit better, you can leave me a comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video and subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you very shortly for the next video. Bye!